Slow Days, Fast Company, The World, the Flesh and LA is a 1977 collection of short autobiographical sketches by Eve Babitz. Babitz was born in Hollywood in 1943 and went on to become an album cover designer, plus a writer for magazines such as Rolling Stone and Vogue, plus a significant chronicler of fashionable California. For better or worse, it's probably impossible to make a video about her without mentioning a photo that the Smithsonian Archives of American Art called one of the key documentary images of American modern art. Her, in the nude, age 20, playing chess with a fully clothed Marcel Duchamp. Make of it what you will. In any case, her first book, Eve's Hollywood, appeared in 1974, the first of several books heavily rooted in her own experiences. She died of Huntington's disease in 2021 at the age of 78. When Slow Days, Fast Company first appeared, her name had already been linked to several major celebrities. The Doors' song, LA Woman, was apparently a tribute to her. But although this is chiefly a book about LA society and culture, those individuals don't really feature. Babitz clearly enjoyed intelligent company. Slow Days, Fast Company is about the people she found genuinely interesting, hardly any of whom were famous far beyond California. For reasons she touches on in Chapter 5, she was relatively indifferent to fame. She writes in a candid, informal way. She agrees with Virginia Woolf that people read fiction in the same way that they listen to gossip, and in fact she thinks gossip is underrated. One afternoon, she writes, I was sitting on a veranda at a party with about 6 women, and the information that was exchanged, commonly called gossip, was enough to run the world for months. Suddenly a hush fell. I looked around, and there was a man. The women slid masks over their faces. The subject changed. The man said, "What are you all doing out here?" She's incredibly good company, outgoing and witty, and determined to enjoy life to the full, but not without her insecurities. There are 2 qualities, however, that make Slow Days, Fast Company outstanding. Firstly, the author's descriptive powers, especially in relation to her location. For example, a sudden mistaken rain came, all at once, in the middle of the following Thursday, vanishing after 5 minutes upon noticing its blunder. It rained the grey from the landscape, just like that, with a snap of its wrong turn. The wild blue yonder came upon us like a drunken zoom lens thundering into focus. Los Angeles got huge shafts of pure yellow sunlight surging through office windows. Daffodils came to mind. Violets. Violets is, of course, a brilliant touch, the sort of thing only an artist would write. But she's equally good at conjuring people, individually and in groups. In the 4th chapter, she goes to a baseball match for the first time in her life, and she manages to capture not just the entire visual spectacle, but also the collective excitement. And because she's so perpetually open to new experiences, she thoroughly enjoys herself. The second thing that lifts Slow Days, Fast Company well above the level of similar books is the author's capacity for philosophical reflection and her ability to integrate it seamlessly into her writing. In Chapter 5, she muses on the death of Janis Joplin, for whom she hoped to design an album cover. What she says is profound, but concrete enough to appear wholly natural in context. Babitz is often compared with her slightly older contemporary Joan Didion, who also wrote extensively about Californian society and culture, and who also evokes the local geography with great skill. Although Didion gave Babitz her first break, Babitz ultimately disapproved of what she saw as Didion's indifference to feminism. Both writers exuded a certain West Coast cool. While Didion is more highbrow and probably better read than Babitz, I wouldn't say she's more intelligent, and I wouldn't say she conjures the Californian landscape any more hauntingly. At 160 pages, Slow Days, Fast Company is short, but it's one of those unusual books that gives you the feeling of making a new friend. When it's finished, you'll probably find yourself wishing it was far longer.